Hi, I'm Jeremy. Wait, what? So I unilaterally decided that I'm going to make another show today. So we'll see how regularly I can keep this up. I'm going to try because, like I said, I don't want to give this up. But the first story that I want to talk about today is the Obamanator coming out tomorrow. Allegedly, he is going to roll out a bunch of new policy reform about gun control and things of that nature, including probably some executive orders that he wants to be like, hey, y'all want me to sign these? And so do your thing and write your Congress people and inform them politely that Barry can't do that, and that if they want to remain in office as well, they need to do something about the Obamanator going around and waving his Obamanator flag, and I can do anything I want flag, and monarch flag, and, you know, stop the monarch. And Dr. Girlfriend. And I only know one person that watches this show that would actually get that reference, so that's for you. If you want a really, really good explanation of why it's fully illegal for the president to roll out executive orders like that, there's a link down below to a guy from Cincinnati talking all about it in much more detail than I can. Speaking of people combating illegal things, the ACRU, which is the American Civil Rights Union, instead of the American Civil Liberties Union. The Liberties Union is kind of a lefty organization. The Rights Union is kind of a right organization. You might see the correlation there. Anyways, the point being, the ACRU just published a story about a decision that was overturned in DC about gun control, and the point being that gun control is counterproductive. And, you know, you control the guns and there's more violence. And they cite volume 30, number 2 of the Harvard Journal of Law and Public Policy. Now that sounds like a really prestigious thing, and it really is. If you go to the other link below the story link, it's to www.law.harvard.edu, where you can actually read the actual PDF of the actual thing, where they talk about how, in excruciating detail, how gun control does not decrease violence. It actually increases violence. There are much more violent and much more terrible crimes than those of just shooting somebody. And even then, shootings still happen. So, point is, Barry ain't getting my guns, he ain't getting your guns. Don't worry. And if you want a really, really good reason why, there's a story out of the Miami area, which I didn't know there was a Hollywood north of Miami, but now you know. But in the Hollywood area of, like, Miami, Fort Lauderdale-ish area, there was a guy who was running his little Exxon the way that he does, and two guys came in shooting. And they didn't pull the gun on him, say, hey, blah, 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 shoot, shoot. They opened the door and started firing. Knowing that he was under fire, the guy behind the counter dove down, grabbed his gun, popped up, much better shot than the guys that were trying to go in and rob him, shot one of them dead, the other one ran away and got caught a couple of blocks down in the car that he tried to rob the Exxon with. So, the point being that people are going to have guns whether you ban them or not, especially in America. You might as well let the good people be able to have the good guns that they can combat the bad guys with. And while I'm ranting, let's rant about Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke, who came out today talking about the debt ceiling and how it's ubiquitous. And if you don't know what ubiquitous means, look it up. It has a U and a Q and in that order. So just, you know, look it up. But the point is that this man, who, when he was appointed, owed back taxes of a large amount, he is saying that the federal debt limit should not be there. And he's the chairman of the private organization that loans out all of our money. All that green stuff that we work so hard for is printed by a private company. I'm not sure if you knew that. I hope you knew that. If you don't, now you know. And we'll move on. Because if I start talking about the Federal Reserve, we're going to be here for a long time. And I don't have a long time because I have a job I have to get to in less than an hour. But because I don't want to end on a serious note today, I want to end on Jerry Lewis coming back to film. He has been out of the game since 1995 when he starred in Funny Bones, but now he's coming back to this movie called Max Rose, where he's not really playing a humorous role. He's playing a semi-serious role about a guy who just lost his wife of 5 decades. So that's kind of, you know, a different twist for him. But I love Jerry Lewis. I've loved Jerry Lewis since The Disorderly Orderly, whenever I saw it when I was like 10. So I have this great respect for the guy, and I know that comedy actors like him and Jim Carrey get really slated as comedy actors, but when they take all that humor and then generate it into a different emotion, it really, really just it can affect you. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm probably going to try and see Max Rose. So, you know, maybe we'll watch it together or watch it separately and talk about it together. Or maybe we just won't talk about it. Depends on how it goes. But that is the last thing I wanted to talk about today. There's other things going on in the world, you know. Look around. It's a little scary sometimes, but that's okay. Anyways, this has been Extraordinary Times for today. And, you know, like and favorite or subscribe or whatever down there, and just, you know, share us with your friends. We really like it when you do such things. And until next time,
be well.
I knew the name of that film just a second ago. What was it?